Hi there.
Hi, good morning. Welcome back to Curious Collection. I'm Will.
I'm Cinnamon.
Today we want to talk about sourcing, our challenges recently with sourcing,
Mm-hmm.
and what our plan is. So,
Do we have a plan?
I figured we'd wing it.
Okay.
The challenge that we're running into currently, and we've noticed this trend progressing over the course of the last 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
No, that's real.
Is that we're finding it more and more challenging to find higher dollar, high margin items that are justified in their expense.
Mm-hmm.
So we all know that the market is getting tougher for selling, and we've talked about the fact that we need to have those exceptional items.
Right. They are getting so much harder to find.
They're getting incredibly hard to find. The items that we are finding, we're still finding those items that are exceptional in that higher dollar area, but people are wanting more close to retail. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they're wanting them over retail. The auctions that we're attending, they're going above eBay prices.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, with the auctions, you also have premiums. So there's a lot of challenges worked into this.
There really are. I mean, the items that we're finding, the quality is becoming lower and lower. Mm-hmm. The prices are getting higher and higher. And it just doesn't make sense in my brain because
right, we can't charge the same price as what we're seeing the stuff sell for.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And it's super frustrating because like we'll be going to a flea market or something and somebody's got a piece of jewelry and they're asking more than I can get on eBay. And I'm like, I can't buy from you because you're asking more than I can sell it for.
Right. So it's certainly something that we're running up against. Mm-hmm. And we've talked about diversifying our sourcing.
Yeah.
So, we in our area, we've talked about the fact it's rural. There's mm-hmm. not a lot of thrift stores. The thrift stores, and this is historic for us. The thrift stores typically have worn out, low value clothes. Mm-hmm. We don't have a mall nearby. The nearest mall is, almost an hour away. So there's not office jobs or mm-hmm. Trendy areas. This is a very rural working class community, and that doesn't make it a bad community. It just means that we're not finding mall brand clothing mm-hmm. or high end
anything.
Yeah, we're not finding handbags. Mm-hmm. There's no Rolex watches. There's these types of things. They just don't exist in this area because of the demographics of the community.
Well, and I've heard other people are saying the same thing about like thrift stores and stuff like that. The thrift stores are doing their own auctions. They have such low input costs that they don't care if they're undercutting other people, and they're direct competition. So they're not, it's not the same as it was 15, 20 years ago, mm-hmm.
Right. So, again, the thrift stores have never been a really great option for us. Mm-hmm. The flea markets, it seems like everything dried up. Now, it could be, and this is one of the things that I thought about, it could be the fact that we do go to the same markets, and when we go, we'll buy several $100s at a time, and it takes time for that replenishment. It takes time for those vendors to get stuff back in stock.
The items that we buy are already 50 to 100 years old. So then,
there's not a lot of those new 50-year-old items.
Right. So, I mean, that's harder to find as well, especially if we do have a limited area that we're trying to source out of, and then we completely empty it.
I was going to say, I think of it as a well. And as you pull groundwater out of a well, it takes time for that replenishment to happen. Mm-hmm. And last year we did a little over $100,000 in sales. That's a lot of water to pull out of a well. Yeah. Out of nowhere.
To try to like replenish that mm-hmm. is super hard. And like you said, we've certainly attempted to to grow our resource base. So like, you know, we've got the auction house, we've got the different the different flea markets, there's different antique malls that we go to, you know, but it's just hard. It's hard to try to find, you know, those exceptional pieces.
Yeah. So we did pick up a new vendor. That's where we picked up some of that Native American stuff. We've hit them 3 times now. The last time we stopped in, they said, well,
they don't have
it,
anything
so.
for us. Like, dang, that was dry too.
Right. So we do keep running up against this challenge. Today we're going to go out. We're going to try to hit the local consignment auction. Hopefully they have some stuff. I know that there's another auction house that's a little bit further away. Wednesdays we do our Whatnot show. So one of my thoughts is that maybe we can reschedule that, and in an attempt to hit that other auction house. And then there's a couple of flea markets that are a little bit further away. They're like an hour and a half drive each way. That I've thought about maybe we could try.
Yeah.
And see if maybe those flea markets, or there's an antique mall that's about an hour and a half drive. So I thought that maybe we could try to hit that. Again, this is the challenge of trying to scale and grow a business. We are up currently 25% over last year. And even though our month of March is down, we're still experiencing that growth. And we talked about that we do want to see a 20% growth over last year. So again, like, these are the challenges that we struggle against.
It's super hard to grow when you don't feel like you're getting any good, you know, inventory. And then it's so hard to list when all you're listing is the $15 to $20 things, and you don't have those amazing, awesome $150 items that, you know, that kind of save the day. Because if you're not selling $100 item every day, then you're getting you know, a much smaller day. If you're just selling $15 items, you know, or $10-15 items, you're just not making the numbers.
On that trajectory, that plan that we have, we need to do an average of $300 a day in order to get to the numbers that we want. So that's really the goal. It's a lot easier to sell one $300 item or 3 $100 items than it is to sell, you know, 30 $10 items. If that makes any sense.
So it's a struggle that we're dealing with every day. And I love it when people are super helpful and they're like, well, just get better stuff. Thanks. Can you, like, give me the name and number of the person who's selling you better stuff at a great price that you can then, you know, 100 million times your input? I don't, that's what we're struggling with. So thank you so much for your help in that.
That's awesome. We have one person that every day has to leave a comment about, oh, well, I source direct from the factory and I do wonderfully on eBay.
And that's awesome. And
we're all happy for you.
Yes, and we genuinely are. But there's a million different ways to run your eBay business, and you know, and this is working for us. It's just a struggle, you know. So and we're trying to. If you guys are struggling as well, you know, we're trying to get through this together and, you know, just kind of narrate the struggles that we're dealing with so that, you know, hopefully we can put our heads together and try to find some solutions that do work, you know, on a broad appeal. So.
Right. Yeah, we've talked about it in the past, and sometimes we'll buy lots, break them up. Sometimes we'll buy individual pieces that are lower value and lot them, and then sell them that way.
That's one of the problems we're running into as well, is that it used to be like we would go to the auction house and we would buy these big lots, and now they're not big lots anymore.
Yeah, they're doing,
I think so too. They're doing it by the piece. Well, now that takes my entire margin away. I can't buy by the piece and still make the money that, and then other people are struggling to find good inventory as well. So they're bidding it up even higher.
Right.
It's a struggle. It is.
Yeah. We've talked to some of our vendors and they've said the same thing is that, the pricing that we were getting from them 2 or 3 years ago, they're saying
they can't get it.
Yeah. They're raising their prices 2 and 3 times higher. And so that prices us out of the market as well.
Yeah.
So.
And again, like we only have so much margin,
Right.
and
we've talked about before that the most we can spend is 1/4 of eBay pricing, including shipping. So, because again, we have to maintain those margins with our promoted listing rate and eBay fees. eBay's putting us at about 20% of the total value of the product. And then you have shipping. Between eBay fees and shipping, it works out to be about 50% of the total product sale. So for us, like I said, if we're in at 25%, that really only leaves 25% to go in our pocket.
Right.
If we go beyond that 25%, every dollar beyond that is coming out of our pocket.
Right. Because eBay's still going to get theirs and the shipping is still going to get theirs. It's really just coming out of our direct profits.
Right.
And we just don't have the margins to pay more than we can afford.
Right. So it is certainly a challenge. It's certainly something that we're working to combat. If you guys have any ideas, anything that you're doing in your business to combat the rising cost of input, let us know.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's something that the rest of the community can use as well.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys are doing well in your business, and please like, subscribe, and comment down below.
All right. Thanks so much. Good luck to you guys out there.